Yo, what is good, family? Hope y'all are having an amazing day. Let's kick it off with today's video. We're gonna break down a setup we had yesterday with the swing system that eventually turned out to be just as an intraday system because it hit the exit before being an overnight setup. So yeah, let's kick it off. Basically, we were on the night from Saturday to Sunday. And basically, we had a very nice range from last week. We were respecting this bullish range made from Wednesday's low until basically Wednesday's high. This was Wednesday range. And then on Thursday and Friday, we were respecting that bullish range until eventually on Friday, New York Open, we pretty much took this higher low. Now, when price took this higher low, we turned from a bullish range to now a bearish range. To mark up our bearish range, this is the high that makes the low. All right, this is the generic range. But then, on an internal structure point of view, we have this. So this will be the lower high, the internal lower high that makes the lower low. Pretty much, this is the bearish range, the internal range we took in consideration. So that's the first step for the swing system, marking up the 4 hours range in the 4 hours internal range if there is any. Then we throw the 50% fib from the last range on the 4 hours time frame. We mark up the 50. In this case, we throw first on the internal, then if market broke the internal range, then we will throw the fib on the generic range. But first, let's go with the internal. Now on the internal range, we just mark up the 50, and we can see that with this very same candle, market taps the 50%, so we can just look for bearish reversals on the 1 hour time frame, which is the third step. First step, 4 hour range. Second step, fib, 50%. Third step, 1 hour reversal in the direction of the 4 hours range after tapping the 50% of the range. Pretty simple. So long story short, to keep it quick, we had this structure in the 1 hour, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That was the last structure before giving us the BOS. Obviously we can say low, high, higher low, higher high, and then market did all of this structure to then turn bullish, but this was basically the last higher low in the 1 hour time frame. So basically when we have this level as a reference, we just throw the higher low, okay, and basically we just wait for the break. Now the interesting fact about the swing system comparing to the M5R, as you guys know, I don't want to repeat myself with the rest of the swing system videos. You just have to wait for the price to break and close below the level of breakout. All right, with the M5R we use pending orders. With the swing system we don't. We wait for the candle to close, to the hourly candle to close. Therefore we have more freedom and more independence from the charts. In this case, on the night from Saturday to Sunday, exactly at midnight, we had the market breaking and closing. This was 11 p.m. candle that closed exactly at midnight. The same way that last week I showed you guys a swing system setup that was also at midnight from Friday to Saturday that I took exactly at the candle close. In this case, I didn't. I was already sleeping at this time. So basically, I waited for, well, I didn't wait, but the next morning around 9, 10 a.m. when I woke up, I was around here. It was around here and I took it. This is not the best case scenario. I mean, obviously the best thing is to take it always at candle close, but sometimes you will not be able to take it at candle close. Let's say you're sleeping, you are, I don't know, traveling, whatever, so you will execute it when you show up to the charts. This is also one very cool thing about the swing system. When it's on the weekends, market is has pretty low amount of volatility. Therefore, if you miss the execution of the setup exactly at the candle close, it's not the end of the world. Probably market will hang around the level of entry a bit more. So in this case, that's when I took it exactly in the next morning. And regarding the invalidation levels, the exact same thing as the M5R. The invalidation for the cells go above the last highest high of the area of entry, at the highest high of the pattern of entry. So in this case, if we are taking a bearish break of structure, we place the invalidation level at the highest of the BOS. If that was a buy, we will place the invalidation at the lowest of the break of structure. All right. So that's basically how we do it. And regarding the exit, in this case, we always prioritize the lower low in the 4 hours time frame for our exit level. And basically, if that gives us at least a one-to-one risk to reward ratio, that's enough, and we will take full volume there. In this case, we had a 1 to 1.87, which is perfectly fine, and we just let it run until that level. If we don't have a one-to-one to that point, you guys already know, you have all the explanation on the videos regarding the swing system on the channel, what we do on different scenarios, so I don't repeat myself basically. And basically we had the market consolidating a lot on the Sunday until we had the candle at the Tokyo Open that literally melted to the downside. So yeah, that was a very interesting candle. Eventually went lower a bit more, and then we took the reversal which is still running as an M5R on the London Open today with the private group of students in Spanish, which I will break down once this is closed. But yeah, with this being said, family, that's basically the breakdown for the swing system setup that we had yesterday that had this massive sell-off. With this being said, just to let you know, on the description of the video, we have the link to my Instagram. You can talk to my DMs and ask me about available spots for the private group of students, where you can basically ask if we have available spots, and we do. You will have access to all my intensive courses, all my strategies, all the live analysis sessions that I do from Monday to Friday in Spanish and English, and also to the private app where I send all my market ideas in Forex and crypto. With this being said, family, see you in the next videos. Let's get it.